The Central Club.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the Central Club. This episode is brought to you by Re-Inspire Printing, Weekend Defender, Armex, and Absolute Vans. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the club, and hit the bell button to be notified of future content. We're back in the studio. It's been a little while. We're coming up to the Christmas period, so I thought, let's get back in the studio. Weather's terrible. I think it's time. And today we've got a fascinating and also controversial guest, you could say. Some would say. If you've seen in the media over the last, well, let's go back to the summer at least, and the UK, as we know, is it's a tipping point, isn't it? And there's a massive divide. If you've seen in the media, we've got the raise the colours, people raising their Union Jacks, their Welsh flags, their English flags, etc. And there's a divide on the opinion of this. Is this right? Is this wrong? Is this totally normal? Or is this, something else? Well, today we have a special guest, someone who is one of the pioneers, you could say, in raising the flags. Organisation called Raise the Colours from Birmingham. And more recently been in the media for travelling over to Calais to actually investigate and stop some of the migrant crossings, some of the boats. I warmly welcome Mr. Ryan Bridge.
Callum, thanks, mate. Thanks for having us on.
Mate, it's good to see you.
Yeah, man, good to see you.
And thank you for getting my name right. That means a lot to me. That
Callum.
So many people. Callum, Colin, Colum.
Well, I corrected people myself, but read it as it is. But there you go.
Thanks
Thanks for having us on, mate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, mate. It's been a bit of a wild journey for you this last, 12 months? Or would you even say less than that? Yeah,
a bit less than that. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, and it just, the start of what we was doing really just started from just a group of lads, and obviously everything's going on in the media, and you just mentioned the country's on tipping point and breaking point, and we're at crisis talk, and we're just normal guys, and we're like football lads, and we've just come together, and it's just lads about the town, lads about the area, South Birmingham lads, and we've all just come together, and a flag went up on a lamppost, and then another one, and then another one, and it's just snowballed from there, and it's gone from sort of a flag that I love and my country and what I stand for and what I believe in, and what I think everyone's country should be about, really, to then looking at a bigger topic, which is, for me, it's the illegal invasion of unvetted men of fighting age circumnavigating across Africa, Europe, from places like Afghanistan and Syria, and it's and they're coming to sort of borders of France to get to predominantly England for an economic purpose, I believe. And I think the whole economics of everything, and I think the economics of what our country's doing there and both. So it's gone from a flag to us going and trying to set up something with what we're looking to do with Operation Overlord 2, and we're going to try and do what the governments haven't done for the past 20 years of this invasion. So
well, it is truly a gripping topic, and it's at the forefront of everyone, I think, like whether they pretend it's not, like people know it's everywhere now, isn't it? Like whether it's on your social media, it's in the mainstream media even now. And that's what I wanted to really get to know. And I think that was the first thing I saw of you, and kind of my impression of you. It wasn't straight away grifter, like they say. Is that one of the words, grifter?
I didn't even know what one was.
Yeah, grifter,
Or a fascist. It's just all mad words to me that people can throw a label and go, we had an MP in council he called me a nonce. I'm just like, these nonces putting flags up, and I'm just like, you can go back to the video and have a look, and nothing's happened to the guy, and I'm like, you can't just call people that. But it's like from a flag movement where people that I've realised they're so against, and their opinions will go onto a flag and a meme of what something means. So like, when we was putting the flags up, it shows that it's not a racial divide and something to do with colour and pigment in your skin. The problems that we had were predominantly from white, middle class, for want of a word, lefties. I didn't even know what a lefty was, because I'm not a righty. I believe that, and someone believes that, and I don't believe that what's happening in this country is good. I don't believe Keir Starmer's doing a good job. So when we was putting the flags up, back to the start, I'm an original guy from Birmingham City fan, which obviously we've had a few chats about. But
Been hugging my card.
God, he's dying for me to have a picture with his Cardiff bloody rubbish. But I just showed him the pub that we took over when we come down. So, but anyway, going back to the flags, we're putting these flags up and we're going through like areas and we're fine and we're not going. And people are going, why don't you go to this area or that area? Because we don't want to throw the flag in people. We don't want to cause any animosity. We just want to raise the flag and make ourselves feel a bit better about a horrible situation that's going on. And then that fire that I got in my stomach when I got penalised and scandalised for it, I just thought, this isn't right. I mean, I'm putting a flag up in my country. Let's look deeper into the problem and deeper into what these people are saying. Why are they saying I'm racist and fascist? Because in Birmingham, there's predominantly a lot of Asian guys, black guys, and they're going, well, the flags, that Union flag is all of us, isn't it? We're all together in a multicultural country, in a multicultural Birmingham. So I'm not like a far right nationalist. I'm not like some nutcase who wants to have, pure white and this, that, and the other. It is what it is. For me, there's no difference. But for some of these people, and then mainly these white middle class liberals, they see that flag as that there.
It's an oppressor.
Union. It's like it sends them crazy.
Yeah.
We see the older generation when we're putting flags up. They don't like the Union Jack. And the generation of like 30 and 40-year-old people, when we're going around those areas, when people tell me they don't like the St George Cross. Obviously, in England, St George Cross. You guys here, if you're flying the Welsh flag and we're in Wales, we go, well, obviously, if you're talking Welsh in front of me, then you're in Wales talking Welsh. What's the issue?
Yeah, well, my like I was saying to you off camera, like my grandmother they're from Corby, which is like they call it Little Scotland. And there's Scottish flags there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, it's great to see. And then I actually saw the Welsh flag. I was buzzing. And when I spoke to the neighbour, he was like, yeah, taffy over there. Like, it's just normal, innit? Like, do you know what I mean? It's nice to see.
But for that
I see
feeling
all
when
sorts of flags.
Like you just said, I was buzzing. That's the feeling that I get and the lads get. And I tell you who gets it. The loads of members of the public get it. They're driving past, they're bibbing the horns and tooting, and people love it. And they've got to then nod their head. We have the fire, the ambulance, the police just turn the head and just don't look because they're scared of being filmed all the time because of the culture we now where it is a bit lawless, where like young kids can just go up to a police officer and shove a phone in his face. And I'm like, it's like there's no respect no more in this country. And it's just everything was good has gone. And that's why we've raised these flags. And then we got sort of we went to a place called Sturchley, which is not too far from where I work, and it was just like a war zone because we're putting the flag up. Like people were crying, people were like hyperventilating, going
Really?
like take it down. Yeah, they were that scared, and they were saying, "You know what you're doing, you know what you're doing," and we're going like, "It's a fucking flag, get a grip."
Do you think that's because they're probably... So what kind of area was Sturchley?
Well, I thought it was just a normal town. It's got like in Birmingham, it's like the curry houses.
How do you spell it?
Sturchley. How do you spell Sturchley again? STR.
Sturchley, yeah, suburban
So
area.
have a look at it now, and on Persia Road in Sturchley.
Oh, so it is literally South Birmingham, yeah.
South Birmingham. It's it's a predominantly just a nice normal area. It's a cut through really to Birmingham city centre.
Yeah, Bourneville,
yeah, that's where they made Cadbury's chocolate. So.
That's where the factory is,
The
Cadbury
factory's
World,
right there, Cadbury World, and all that's there. And it's a lovely area, and the people that live there.
Do you think they are just kind of tuned into the Matrix, like where they are
bad.
Sky News, BBC, ITV?
Yeah, they're tuned into the news. They're tuned into this free borders and open borders, and if you don't hurt me, I'm not going to hurt you. And they're just all this like, well, you can see the way I'm not discriminating on how they dress, but.
Well, you get discriminated the way you dress.
Discriminated, yeah,
You're a football hooligan.
Well,
you're a far right football hooligan.
Yeah, far right football hooligan, nutcase, fascist, lunatic. There you go. So they call me that, and I'm just like
skinhead. You got grey hair, long grey hair, nice grey hair, silver fox.
But, yeah,
skinhead.
silver fox. But like, I'm just like, these people are crazy, and like we was putting the flags up in Sturchley. So next thing you know, they're ripping them down, and we're having arguments in the street. And the one guy come out, and when it went sort of viral, is when. This guy come out of a tattoo shop and he was in I call him Tattoo Face. I'm covered in tattoos, right? So I'm not discriminating anyone about it's anything, but he's got them all over his face and he's got the tattoo studio and all the rest of it. I don't want to give him any airtime, but it went crackers. And then at the end of that video, and I would never blow him up because I can't be bothered to get into it, but he's on camera with me going, well, I've had enough of this country anyway. I'm out of here. And I just thought, oh, there's your argument. But I've not had enough of this country. I love it. And I love the values. I love our old school values. And I love what our grandparents done for why we're here. And I love, you know, the old war songs that you just happen to know the words. And if you're a football lad, a lot of the old songs, the tune, the melodies from the old songs and the old hymns and the old songs from back in the day, and that's where, you know, a lot of
that man in the tattoo shop, he'd probably you never know, he could probably be in agreements to that, but what he's probably seen from looking out of his shop window is his community are upset with it and he has to jump on board, otherwise he'd be blacklisted in his community.
Yeah, exactly. So the people following suit.
Yeah, and that's what I think a lot of people are doing as well. They're scared to, you know, be that different.
Since it's sort of blown up how it is, a lot of people that are school teachers, they work in the NHS, firefighters, even police officers, you know, and they're going, we love what you're doing. Thank you so much. But I can't say nothing.
Yeah, it's like as if people are kind of they're held hostage in their own
bodies for feeling that they want to say, well, I like the flag and I think it's all right. Because then you'll be a label as something to do with something that got eradicated, you know, in the 70s and 80s, you know, and it's nothing. That flag represents everybody in this country, and it represents what our forefathers and grandfathers done in the war and the women of the war, and they eradicated Nazi Germany, they eradicated fascism and racism and mass extermination. I've been to those places. I've been to Poland and seen what Hitler wanted to do. I've seen what, you know, a nationalist, it's like full blast, like we've got to get, and that's not what we're about. But what we're not about is the invasion of what's happening, of what we've seen. I've seen with my own eyes, and now I've got grifter, like you say. I've got people going, oh, that's II, that's not I. The truth of it is, it's not. It is all real, and it's me, and we really have been over to France, and we have made a difference. And since the last 4 to 5 weeks now, there's been no crossings, and you know, a lot of it's on the weather, but a lot of it's on what us guys have done on the ground. And if we can implement what we've done on a bigger scale, which we plan to do, I think we can stop it. And we've got lots and lots planned going forward, and we're not going to stop. And that's just where we're at with it.
So, you know, when you first done this, did you expect to have any backlash? And did you have any foresight of thinking, yeah, I am going to trigger people here? Or was you thinking, well, no, I'm going to put these flags up and I'll have that conversation with that person when it comes to it?
Yeah, I think with the way the world's going at the moment, there's backlash in absolutely everything. There's backlash. There's always somebody's got an opinion. You know, 1 minute they're throwing that orange stuff over snooker tables, and they're throwing it at tennis events, and you know, and all that, and they're stopping oil or whatever they're doing. They're super gluing their hands to the ground, and the next minute they're on the, you know, now they're on the flag thing, and it's just like these group of people that are a minority, and it's like the football culture. They go, oh, they're the bad guys, they're football hooligans, and it's like a minority will get the attention, for good or for bad. And I think that these lefties have got these platforms, and you know, with the backlash that I've had, and with them coming for my family, coming for my business, coming for where I live. I've had like nutcases reading out my address over the phone to me. You know,
well, I don't think, and I used to say lefties all the time, but I don't think it's, I would say it's extreme. It's extreme lefty, because a real lefty, a real liberal would be in charge to open dialogue. Like that's what I thought being left wing was, but it's, you know, so
there's a saying, isn't the far right?
Yeah.
I'm not far right. What I'm saying about the far right is what was eradicated, but I might be right leaning. But for myself, these people that are trying to attack us, and these people that are going deep into X, Y, and Z about me personally, my family, my businesses, putting stickers and labels on lampposts of me with my work address on and phone numbers. These are what you call far left extremists, and you know, for some reason they don't get the labels that
like they probably don't have nothing better. Like that is their life, just to
they
to destroy others. Maybe, you know, like you said, like you've worked hard. Like you're pretty lucky to be able to do what you do and have the time.
I'm lucky. You know, I've been in business now. I've worked since I was 13, 14 years old. I had 2 paper rounds. I was from a great area, great family. I always had a couple of paper rounds. Then I worked in like a go-kart track. while I was still at school. Then I finished that, and then I was, working as a wood turner. Then I went to college while I was doing it. Then I worked on a weekend and a night, and I've always worked. I've turned my hand to anything, and then I got myself a business, and I was doing data cabling and fibre optics and all the rest of it, and then I've got my business that I'm in now, and I've been running that business now about 15 years, and it's given me the opportunity now to explore something that really means a lot to me. And I'm in a fortunate position in business and in life that I can explore these next thing. And it's like a new lease of life. And it is a full-time job because the stories I'm getting through and the people that are contacting me, I feel so sorry for them. They haven't got a voice, because there's people that are distraught tonight going to sleep. There's people that's children are scared to get up and go to school in the morning. The mums can't walk them to school because they're scared. I've had a girl, phone me the other day, and she's messaged me, and I end up speaking to her, and she said she's crying her eyes out. She can't take a daughter to school. She just said, I'm that scared. Single mum, and there's no support or help because she's living in a HMO next door to the 7 Afghanis in this HMO, and she's just scared to death. But there's nothing that the police can do because they're not doing anything yet or whatnot. And I don't want to.
Did you see the video of the two?
It's horrendous.
Recently, it's so sad.
There you go. We're like talking about it under. The bottom line is, these 2 Afghanis come into our country illegally as juveniles. They've got a young girl in a park that they're hanging around, and they've raped a 15-year-old girl, and they've raped it and took it in turns, raping this girl. And her life will be affected now forever. And so will her children that she then has in the future. So will her partner. Them Afghani people that are doing 10 years will be out in 5 have affected about 12 to 15 different families, probably, right? And what they've done is they think that they've got 10 years. They'll be out in 5 years.
Probably before, to be honest, because it's the early release scheme and it's overcrowded prisons at the moment.
Exactly, it's all overcrowded because the whole thing's just a complete joke. The NHS is a joke because 44-hour wait it was at the Curie Hospital in Birmingham the other day. They're treating people in ambulances parked outside in the bays. It's costing us millions upon millions upon millions.
Well, I've actually been thinking about starting a vlog series going to A&Es because same as my partner, she had a severe migraine the other day, and my father went, and it was like, the one day was a 7-hour wait list, the other one was 12, and
you're lucky at 7,
they couldn't, that's good. But my missus is from Newcastle, and she come in, she went, I've never seen an A&E like that, Cardiff, the Heath, and they wouldn't even give it, like normally you go in, pain relief, and then you're there waiting.
Yeah,
she didn't even get the pain relief. It was that busy, do you know what I mean? In agony.
And I mean, and I get that people say, our NHS would crumble if it wasn't for legal migration and people integrating.
Yeah, legal.
That's fine, legal. But we're paying millions upon millions upon millions every single day to house illegal migrants coming in to our country, and enough's enough, and it's stopping, and we're going to stop it. And with the support we've had, I know we can stop it. I've got such a burning sensation in me, and so have all the guys that I'm with, and so are all the people that are contacting us. And it's all people that you've dealt with before, and and we've in this circle, and we're coming together. I've got people from north, south, east, west, from all over America. People are contacting us from all over because people just know this country's on its knees, and it will fall. It will fall because it's on its knees. And I'm sort of 44 years old, and now's the time, to stand up and to try and do something to stop what's going on, because enough's enough. And we need to stop what's going on.
I do feel like it is going to fall. And I just think, regardless of whether you think this is right or wrong, surely people on both sides should want to come together to fix this. Yeah. Surely you would be like, okay, look, I don't totally agree with maybe how you go about it, or I stand on a different political viewpoint, but I do agree that something's going to happen soon, and we need to come together to stop this. That's what I don't like, the fact that people avoid to see that or are in denial, like this is all okay.
I mean, I've spoke to on Armistice Day, I'm on Poppy Down, we're doing it, it's all brilliant, and there's all the elderly there and that, and they love it. These elderly that I got speaking to, they're living next door in Solihull, Birmingham, to a hotel. It's a 16th century building. It's gorgeous. I've looked through the windows. It's all been done out. There's all gym equipment in there, and it's got 154 migrants in there. Men, not women, not children, because we're not animals. These are men of fighting age, and they're in there and they're training. And these guys
Just in
that
the
are
gym, like.
they're in the gym all day. They're having 3 or 4 meals a day. They're in the gym all day. They get an allowance. They get the JD. They're all got JD sports bags because the government have got the deal.
JD,
with yeah, JD are on it. And I'm like, what is going on here? And the woman, she's 75, she went, I've lost my husband. And she said, I phoned the police. A migrant's in my back garden. And the guy's masturbating in a back garden. And he went, the coppers have given her a rape alarm. She went, she's got this rape alarm around her neck. And I'm like, she's 75 years old. And I want to now go and protect her.
Yeah, you want to live,
I want
bring
to
it to
split
your house,
myself
like.
into a million, because the police's hands are tied. There's no police on the streets no more. It's all, they're just catching people for speeding fines and whatnot. And it's just, the whole system's upside down, and we're going to come together and raise the colours has brought a lot of people together from a lot of different backgrounds across the country. And we've got some real good, like-minded people that are from all different backgrounds, and we're all under the banner that we've all had enough. We've all had enough. I don't think it's ever been this bad. I don't know what you feel. I don't.
No, well, not from that I know, and obviously our generations before said it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you watched that old guy that was on
At ITV on Good Morning or this
on
morning.
Good Morning. He just said, I just wish I'd never done it now. What's the point?
Why did I fight for this?
So why did I fight? He's so in the next 5 years, God rest his soul, if anything happens to him and he's gone, he's going now thinking, I can't believe that how this country's ended up. And it's due to these guys in government today that are just the big fat cats. But it's just blows my brains. I've got that much passion. I've got that much planned, and we're not going to stop. And we are going to just keep going. We're going to keep exploring every avenue to try and heal people that are in pain due to the suffering of what's been caused by what's going on in the immigration. But we're going to stop this illegal immigration. That's the major problem in this country at the moment for me. We're sending so many millions abroad every single day to the countries where these people are coming from.
And they say they're stopping as well. We're going to help stop it by sending the money, but they don't.
Doesn't it? Makes it worse, I feel. And you hear about these traffickers and stuff. And we've got Royal Marine Commandos in this country. 7,000 we should have. There's only 3,500, because who the hell would want to be a Royal Marine Commando now? And I feel so sorry for them lads in there. And I've spoke to quite a few of them, and they're ready to go. These guys are the best of the best in the whole in the world. Royal Marine Commandos, and we're not allowed to put them in our sea and protect 19 miles of border. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Well, it's obviously because it's...
Well, it's why you tell me. You tell me. I've seen it firsthand. It's guided by NGOs. It's guided by Care for Calais, Utopia 56. Then you've got Hope Not 8, Antifa, all these people that hate me and hate the people that I'm with and what we're doing. These people need to be brought to justice, and that's where we're going to go. These people are trying to bring me and bring to light what I've done in the past, or I've had this company or that company. Load of rubbish. Who cares? If I've done
to be
something
honest,
wrong,
yeah. One of the things that I champion though is like, I was a heroin addict. We've all got a past. Yeah. We've all done something, but if you're rectifying it, I don't like that. Then people try and
no, I don't. And you know what? I don't care. I'm a football lad. Yeah, I've got done for drunk and disorderly. I've had a scrap at the football. It is what it is. We're lads. We're men.
Before we do go to the Calais situation, Birmingham Zulus, they're one of the first kind of mixed football firms out there, isn't it?
So one of the first multicultural firms in the country. Are
you still welcome in the Birmingham Zulus?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. My best mate, he's number one. And Cuds, he's number one, and he's the main boy, and he's proper stuff, mate, and he's really respected. He's got a big family behind him, and all his family respected, and we all are. We all get on, and we're a great community, and we're great force, and we're the old school football firm where, that's the painter and decorator. He does the one guy does the mortgages. He does the painter and decorator. He's the chippy. If you need anyone for a job around your house, it's all football related.
So what do you think has gone wrong from that generation to maybe not that generation, but what has gone wrong since then?
I've had a small bit of backlash from some small-minded people within the Zulu firm. I don't really want to touch on it because I'm not interested. If they've got a problem with what I'm doing, come and see me. I'm not bothered anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with the whole situation, and I don't care. And that's why I'm walking in them camps because it's wrong what's going on. And if you think it's right, then you've got the problem. There's nothing wrong with that flag. There's nothing wrong with flags where your forefathers have come from. I'm not bothered. All I'm bothered about is protecting women and children of this country, because they're not. No one feels safe. Everyone's on edge. And you know, back to the football thing. I have had a bit of backlash, and you know what? It really got to me at one point, and now I don't care. If there's a problem, just, you know, whatever. But my people that are around me, I mean, we've got a box at the football, which you're more than welcome to come to. And there's 20 of us in there, and it's a complete mixed box, multicultural, mix, you know, and we're all the same. Birmingham's the same. We're all the same. There's no difference at all. We're all the same. And that's how it should be. But what we're not the same as, because we all pay tax, we all like drive on that side of the road. We all go to school at that time. The kids go to school. We all play by the rules. The people that are coming into this country illegally, they don't know about sanitation. They don't think that women are of this level, and they think that they can just rape and you know, like human feces on the floor. They've never seen a toilet and stuff. They can't. We can't. It's not right. It's not going to work. And we live in a culture where I'm looking for the word, where we're civilized to people that it just doesn't work. I've got friends that. Got a friend who owns a glass company, and he's going to a migrant hotel in the beautiful Shakespeare's town of Stratford upon Avon.
Yeah, beautiful,
lovely.
Yeah,
Goes,
really
has
nice.
to go on a Tuesday because all the migrants are taken out on a Tuesday, and coaches. Half of them have driving lessons.
Well, do you know? Did you realise there's a big backlog on the drive? It took me 7. I failed, and I had to get it again. Luckily I knew a driving instructor who managed to get me a cancellation. But there's like waiting lists of like 7 to 12 months.
So it's like if you don't know the driving instructor that can get you through on the waiting list, because they're going to hotels where where illegal migrants are housed, who we don't know who they are, we don't know the background and culture. They're getting free driving lessons. We've got something we're going to run. I've got a friend who's got pest control coming. I don't want to say too much because the lefties are probably watching this and they'll just blow it all up. But
they're definitely watching.
Definitely watching. But and that we found letters off the NHS that are left in these HMOs. They've got prescriptions for eyesight, prescriptions for glasses,
free bus,
free this. And it's just mental. When do you want your driving lessons?
Because people say they only get £50 a week, but it's everything else. It's like being on an all-inclusive holiday.
Yeah,
you only have to take a couple of quid, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a nice touch on the way out. Yeah.
Oh, should we go out tonight for food?
Yeah, there's your chips for the casino on the night. Yeah, and that's what it is. And then, you know, they're hanging around. These guys are like...
And let's be real, not to this extent, but you know when a British lad's go on holiday, you go on holiday and there's not a care in the world, innit? You're going out to live it.
Yeah.
So you imagine these coming here, they're like, fucking, yeah, we're in the UK.
Seen, I don't know if you've seen some of the videos we've done. We went to a migrant hotel in Albury, and the guy's got plates, and the plate, it was like, you know, when you get on the first day of the all-inclusive and you got the big wobbly plate like that, and the plate's like that, and I'm just like, well... Fair play to them, at least they're taking full advantage.
Yeah, I don't. But, I, you know, if you was over in their shoes, you do the same thing, innit?
So the problem is
the government.
Us. The problem's us from the start. It's our government. Sorry, our government. So our country, because everything's our to me. That flag represents everybody and everything. It represents the left. It represents our government. So the problem's us.
Yeah.
So our government are giving them the money. And they are giving leeway to the gangs. And let me tell you who the gangs are. It's Utopia 56. It's Care for Calais. It's Hope Not Hate and all these. They're the gangs that are bringing these people in, because they're the ones that are getting them to circumnavigate across Africa to Libya from Eritrea. And then if you look at these guys, because we've got the deal with Eritrea where there's a war there, the Sudanese guys are all going, we're from Eritrea.
Well, they do look very similar.
They do, but they all say
East
that
African.
because then they get instant asylum. So that's what our country give them. So they're all saying that, and it's like the old saying is all the illegal migrants. What's the date of birth? 1st of January. They're all got the 1st of January because that's just what they're told, and that's what they remember.
No way.
Honestly, yeah. If you look, they're all on the date of birth's 1st of January because they don't really have birthdays. And then you've got the other migrants that are coming from the asylum seekers. Illegal asylum seekers, they're coming from Afghanistan and they're coming from the northern part of the world, and they all harbour in like Syria, and they get together. So when you're in France and Calais, you've got like the African camps, and then you've got the Asian camps,
Oh, go on. I was going to go on, say this
and
bit
what
first.
they do is they're split together. They're split. They're not mixed. Yet that when we have them in our country, they're meant to mix and integrate, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work because the hotel.
Well, that's how ghettos are created, aren't
That's
they?
it, right? So ghettos are correct. So what happens is this guy who opened my eyes to it with the glass company that he had to go there on a Tuesday. They're having the driving lessons, and then he said, and when we go in, we have to do every door smashed, the windows are smashed. He said because the Eritreans are having fights with the Syrians, and the Syrians don't get on with the Afghanis, and it's all. And I'm just thinking, this is mental. And I'm worried now that because we've caused up a big stir, as in right-leaning people have caused up a stir within the illegal the hotels that they're in, that they're going to end up in HMOs. So I've investigated HMOs.
Well, that's what they're trying to do. And houses. Just
houses.
Not even HMOs, their own
Yeah,
houses.
they're in houses. So the people that are renting out the house that get, I don't know, X amount per month, they're getting 3 times that. And then they're getting grants off the government.
But the question is why, isn't it?
Well, the question is why. And the question's been why for the last... And that's why, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it doesn't matter if it's Labour, Tory, whoever you might be, it's been bad for 20 years. It's been bad since the lorries. It's been bad
97.
since... Yeah, exactly. It's been bad since they're coming in on lorries. They're getting, they're X-raying the lorries, and all the 850 million that we've give over the last 10 years.
Wow.
What's that been spent on? Because when I've been in France, there's 3 coppers that have got a prodding stick, and they walk round only when we're there, and they start prodding the sand. Bear in mind, these sand dunes go for 70 miles.
Lazy bastards, isn't he?
Mental, right? And then you've got like this boat that comes across like a little chug bloat, and that's going to patrol. It's just mental. Yet we've got drones in the air. We done the flag at Dover. And when we went down to Dover, when Raise the Colours first done that drop flag that we'd done saying stop the boats, when we went from a flag movement, putting a flag on a lamppost, to we want to stop these boats. When we done that, went to put the drone up, and the drone wouldn't fly, and it was like, what the hell?
They locked it.
They've locked it all off. So they've got drones at 6. They know what's going on. You've got these sea cats.
Well, I know I got like family who were in. They were in the army, they're private military, and that's what they're doing. The drones watching the migrants.
Yeah.
I've got mates who work down there, and they say themselves like it's unbelievable. Like they are. This is the military now, like ex-military private security saying they are chucking passports overboard.
Well, I found documents on the beach in Calais 2 weeks ago. I found tuberculosis tablets in a coat. So what they do, they're told to take their coat off and their shoes. And they do that so it looks like they've got nothing. And then they get on the boat. And when we ran out to sea, we staked it out. We got to Calais. Do you want to talk about Calais? So
Yeah. No. So what
we was on the football, weren't we? We was on the Zulus.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're the best firm in the country. And that's that. Okay, so that's the Zulus.
Well, that one thing before we get on to Calais, and just one thing, like from my perspective, right, as someone who was an ex-addict, in and out of addiction, on the streets, hostile life, all that stuff. Just from my perspective, the thing that really is an injustice to me is, yes, everyone's struggling, everyone's going without, but when you look at our homeless community who absolutely get nothing, and they don't just have to be drug addicts, they could be people who have just, they've lost their house, they might have been in a council house, their parents' house, the mother's died, they've had to kick them out, they're now in a hostel, all different reasons, but when I see they get fucking nothing, and then I see what they get, that's what really saddens me.
And I like that you're saying that, because that's your view is that on the homeless people, and then you've got other people that are going
the elderly.
Then you've got other people that are going the veterans.
So it's happening.
It's happening everywhere to our own. And I'm saying our own, to people that have worked and paid taxes and been under the banner of the Union flag, of Great Britain, of Wales, of Northern Ireland, of Scotland, and have done everything. And then you've got somebody just coming in, which for no fault of their own, because they're given it, so they don't want to stay in France.
But the thing that frustrates me the best is when you hear people say, well, if your government didn't start wars here, they wouldn't come. But it's the government who have started the wars here, then they have brought them here. Like, that's
exactly.
It's not us, the people.
No, it's not us. And we then giving them our taxes, are we're then giving them money back to those countries.
Yeah.
I think Afghan got 280 odd million.
Yeah.
I think we're giving these countries that we're giving money. Our aid that we give back and then we have them. We have
It's a double whammy.
we're just getting both ways.
Yeah, and it's like another thing that I'd like to clarify from what I've seen as well, that it's not about race. It's about like whether you're from here or you are coming over, because I've got friends who are still in the hostels now, homeless, who are of different backgrounds, black, white, Maltese, Caribbean, Asian. They're British born, they're my boys, but some of them are living in hostels. They're getting nothing.
Doesn't come into this problem,
and they're just as angry. They're like, I can't believe it.
This problem is, you know that elderly person that's sat outside the hospital now as we speak, and they can't get in because our government's made our NHS so overstretched it's unbelievable, and they've got no money. It's on its knees. Our government's done that. So the person that's laying in that ambulance tonight dying, because that's what's happening. It doesn't matter what colour of their skin they are, what pigment they've got in their skin. They're going to die. And if they've paid into this country all their life and they die tonight, the government's got blood on their hands. It's not right.
But again, like the argument of the left would be, yeah, but without these migrants, we wouldn't have the NHS. And I say, yeah, you are right. Yeah. But this epidemic that we're talking about are genuinely young men, they can't even go to university.
Yeah, it's migrating through the front door legally.
Yeah, of course.
Not through
university,
not through the back door illegally, and then getting all the benefits of everything, and then being able to walk the streets unvetted, walk in and out of hotels and rape and kill people.
Well, I've got a criminal record, and if I wanted to go to America right now or New Zealand, I probably couldn't. But I'm not going to try and sneak in. I will respect that, and I'll do my best to try and one day be able to go there. But also, like you said, like these people, they've I've lost my train of thought now. What was I going to say?
You can't sneak into the country, because if you try to, we will get stopped. Because every other country in the whole world, if you try and cross that border, they go, you're not coming in. Where's your paperwork?
No, that's what I was going to say.
You try and leave the airport without your documents.
Well, if I went to get a job now, I'd have a DBS check. Correct. Because you'd have to find out if, are you liable to work in this place? Are you going to rob us? What is your background?
Who are you?
So
where are you from?
Surely, if we do that for workplaces, we should be doing this for our country and bringing people in. We have seatbelts for safety precautions. Where is the safety precaution for what's going on?
I love that seatbelt.
Yeah, well, it is health and safety. It's everything, isn't it? Can't do that. They shut down all the swimming pools, diving boards, health and safety. Theme parks out, but this isn't health and safety.
Someone can walk around and we don't know who they are, where they're from, and the problem is, it's like the guy that said with the sweets, isn't it? If you've got 100 sweets in a jar, one of them's poisonous.
Well, it's Russian roulette.
We'll just put one in, shake them up. Would you give your child? Would you give
I
your
wouldn't
child
risk it.
one of the sweets? You wouldn't risk it. So why?
Well, I would do a thorough search, and get them to test it,
and test it all out and make sure we're all right, and then we'd go. But
bomb squad, you take bomb squad in, wouldn't you?
Our government are just going, it's a free for all here, and we're letting it happen. I don't know any other country that lets this happen. And when they do come through these other countries, I don't know. These people are from like third worlds, or the education's bad through no fault of their own. But I've had to come and meet you today and use the sat-nav. How are they getting across Europe? How do they know where to go and what to do? They're not educated people. They don't know about sanitation. There's excrement all over the floor. We're in them sand dunes and we're crawling through, and I'm going, tissue there. And it's like they're giving tissue.
Dougie everywhere.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And they're coming over to our country. So we're going to stop it, mate.
Well, this is the question. Like, do you really think you're going to stop it? Like, how are you going to stop this if you think this is a bigger thing?
Yeah, I really am going to stop it. 100%. Okay? That's what we're going to do. And we're not going to stop until we do. I'll end up probably getting arrested. And I've prepared my family for it. And it is what it is. And I don't care. Don't care, and I'm going to not stop. I'm going to explore everything. I'm probably going to get a travel ban, and if I do, I'll explore another avenue. And I've got Plan B and C and D in it, and I'm not going to stop because now I've got the fire in my belly for it, and my team that are behind me have got the fire in my belly for it, and the people that are coming in the background saying that they'll support us and they can't. These are normal, nice, working class people. These are Christians, and these are people from all walks of life, all faiths. All people of different pigments of the skin, and they're saying, well done, you're doing a good thing. You only get a small percentage that are saying that we're this, that, and the other. And you know what? I don't really care about them. But back to your question, do you think I'm going to stop it? I do, because I think that I think that it's been one of the biggest subjects within the news, the media, the papers in the last. The migrant crisis has been in the papers and news, I'd say, in the last, I don't know, do you think it's bigger than it's ever been?
Yeah.
Okay, but the numbers and figures that have come over illegally on small boat dinghies are the lowest they've been in the last month. So it shows that we, you, the public, everyone is coming together under Raise the Colours, and the people we've got with us at Raise the Colours now, and the people that want to help raise the colours, and we've come together and we're doing such a good thing. And we are making a difference, and we are chipping away. And if we just chip away a little bit and chip away another bit the next week, another plan the next week, and another plan, and if we can get this under control, then we can look at what's happening within our country, and we stop it for now. But I believe we're full, just like them hospitals are full, just like these hotels are full.
Well, it's if it's all, if
stop
it's,
full.
it's a sinking ship, isn't it? Like the UK is a small island. I think the last kind of initiatives for new cities or new towns were in the 50s. One of them being my grandmother's town of Corby, a Steel Town, Cumbran, Newtown, Milton Keynes. These are new towns that were built. A population booms, the London overspill, Crawley, where Tuffy's from. These are towns that were built because of the boom,
because of the
Windrush. We haven't had any of that now. Now we see new builds coming up on the edge of estates and stuff, like on the edge of cities. But like we're not just building houses. We're not building hospitals. We're not bringing in actual trained people to provide
schools,
these services.
Kids can't get into schools, you can't get into a hospital, you can't get a dentist appointment, a doctor's appointment, a GP's appointment. If you need medical attention here, you're in trouble in this country.
Yeah.
If you've got something wrong with you, you're in trouble. And I've got family members, and it's first hand.
Well, it's only when you're ill that you realise how bad things are.
We're in the real shit here.
Do you remember when I was a kid, and I was obviously the back end of this, because I'm 34, 35, 34, so 91 I'm born, so I'm still quite young, yeah, but I must have been the back end of it, because I remember when I was a kid, right, a doctor come to my house late at night.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a doctor come to your house?
Yeah, you did. When you was really bad, you go, right, phone the doctor, and you'll go, I'm going to come out the emergency doctor.
Yeah, I remember he came to my gaff proper late at night. Yeah.
Turn up in the car, and you go, oh, he's got the car, and he had the doctor's bag, and he
now you're lucky to get an appointment, and it'll be an emergency, innit? They'll ring you in a bit. It's a phone call.
They'll ring you back, or, if people,
there's no relationship with the doctor anymore.
God forbid, have got something internally wrong with them, to get a biopsy and a scan, you just can't get them. So now, the QE is a prime example in Birmingham. They've built a private hospital within the grounds of the QE, because it's like, well, if you are really in the shit, you can actually pay and go next door.
How bad is that?
It's a joke.
That's corruption.
It's corruption. It's corruption. It's fat cats doing the job again. And it's the same as these houses. And we're going to explore and expose that as well with the help of the public, because we've got so much backing at Raise the Colours. We've got so many people behind us, so many stories for us to sift through, that the people at home can help us. Everyone can do their job to help us. And we're going to expose, there's another thing that we're going to expose, is the HMOs, because we've been in the HMOs and we've seen them. Not myself personally, but I'm going to do it. And we've been in them, and you've got...
They're frightening.
There's Uber Eats. They've got Uber Eats motorbikes in the kitchens parked up.
Some of them work for them.
They work for them. And I'm looking at it, I'm going, what is going on here? These guys are claiming to be... trying to claim asylum. They're illegal migrants coming over illegally. So they're breaking the law from day one. Then they're getting then they're in the hotel until year 1, year 2. Then at year 2, they're in the HMO. When they're in the HMO, then they're working. But they haven't got a national insurance number. You tell me, anybody, do you know anybody that works for Uber Eats? Because I don't. Where, have you ever seen, how do you apply for a job?
Amazon,
it's funny. Yodel?
No, but back in the day, like I remember when Deliveroo first came about and I was on the gear, I actually tried to apply for a job because I thought I might be able to, because it's no DBS check. It's on my own terms. I didn't get a job. I didn't even get a look in.
Yeah.
I remember speaking to one of the guys and saying, who do I speak to? And he didn't even really explain it to me.
So maybe these guys are getting us exploited and took all across.
Oh, 100% some of these are getting exploited.
Of course they are.
It is
but
sad.
They're exploiting us as well.
And it's sad that it's not every single one of them is not, are not all bad people.
No,
I think that's what's really sad as well. Like,
I agree with that. And there is good and bad in every culture
100%.
of like, And it's like you were talking about the prison system, and like in the prisons, it's like that group are together and that group are together, and it sort of naturally goes like this. And there is good and bad in every culture, but
this is the perfect example of why. But this is the other perfect example of why our country is failing right now, and it's burst at the seams. Is I'm on radio every other week speaking about the overcrowded prison population, and most of the prison population are foreign nationals. So you know, so many people, because of the overcrowded of foreign nationals now, like, where is the incentive for people to behave? You know,
Exactly.
the shoplifting's lawless. They know they're not going to go to jail. Drug dealing, you know, what is it? Oh, let's just rob someone. Let's arm rob. Let's kill people because I might not even go to jail, or I might get a slap on the wrist. Prisons are overcrowded. You know, they're letting some of them out accidentally.
Exactly.
You know, it's like,
Accidentally,
where is the incentive?
Well, the guy got let out, committed again, he's back in. It's ridiculous.
We should have plenty of spaces in prison.
Of course we should. And the thing that's like another confusing one, I don't really want to go down the route of the drug trade, but like the police can stop a boat full of drugs, but they can't stop a boat that we know's coming, a dinghy, and they're all sat there with bright orange Decathlon or another load of scammers that are all in on it.
You try and bring some good work over from Dam.
Exactly. It ain't happening. Yeah. You try and have a smoke from Amsterdam.
That's a good. I never looked at it like that before.
You
Actually,
can't. You try and look at it like that. You're thinking, it's mental.
Yeah,
It's mental. You're going through X-ray machines.
That's when you know
the
it
new one at
obviously
the airport
is,
now. You stood like that. You're getting scanned at the airports. And like these people are just coming in and going straight into the Catamaran Bay, straight in the old hovercraft bay. That's turned into a nice little hotel for them. They get all checked out. There's a dentist doctor. We've been to one hotel. They've got an on-site NHS on site. They're having eye tests. They've got nurses there, doctors. And I get it if people need medical attention, but these guys shouldn't be here anyway. They're all right to navigate themselves from, let's say, Africa to Libya to Greece to Turkey, all the way across Europe, up through Belgium, down into France, onto Calais, and straight on the boat, straight the way across. And then you've got these Care for Calais lefties saying to me, these people are risking their lives to move from war-torn countries. There's been no war in France since like 1945, I believe. So I just don't know. Is it not a safe country? Is all the other countries they've been to not safe? What is it they're doing? They're not with their families going like, we are in trouble here. And if they are, then yeah, we should.
Well, they say, I'm going to England, benefits. Like, a lot of them are economic, but.
They're laughing at me. I had the guy laugh at me. I'm on the beach. I ran into the sea. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And to see it firsthand, that's when I thought, I've got to stop this. And when I went in the sea, I had my jeans on and I just weren't prepared. And I looked and I just thought, he just looked at me and he just smiled and laughed and he just revved the thing, the outboard, and just like spun round. He was just circling and kept coming back for others. I was just like, the French police stood there. I'm just like, what is going on here? What is going on? And then you could see the tugboat that was going to clip them up to bring them to 12 miles, then clip them up to us. And then no one's ever seen that footage.
Right, so all right, let's go from here then. So Calais, take us from the beginning and
we done Dover with the flag, and that's when we thought, this is mental. And then we spoke to a woman who's got a house, and she's on the the best view in the world, Dover, White Cliffs of Dover, and it's beautiful.
But how frightening is it like
and
now?
She just went, I am scared to death. I'm going to tell you everything, but you please can't put my house on it or anything. I'm scared to death. I went, why? She went, well, an unattended boat come the other day. And I went, what? I didn't know what that meant. And I said, what? She went, well, it was unattended. It means that it wasn't guided in by our guys. And I was like, this is mental. I need to look into this. She went, every single boat. And she sort of filled me in on how it works.
So you just jump on and just run on like, is it?
So she went, I just ran on the beach. But we haven't seen those videos yet. 40,000 we're up to now have come into this country illegally this year. 40,000 men. Well, there may be women and children, but the majority are.
Yeah, I'll be fair. I have seen women in children, but it's like, it's the token.
The token.
Yeah, like the one.
The token trophy.
It's like it's that scene in it off Titanic where he goes, "I have a child. I have a child." You know,
correct. Yeah, him. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's the token picture that they all use in the papers, the I paper and the Independent, the Guardian, the Mirror, all the people
with the
that
Greek
hate
with the
my-
baby
that
on the
hate me.
Greek
They
island.
have the
Remember
baby,
that?
but then they have the French guy with the shield and the gas and the right shield.
It's horrendous.
Like the women and like they're going to gas a woman, and it's a lie. It's acting. And when I'll tell you about the story. When we got there, so anyway, we've done the France thing. Come back. I'll go back to that. And when we seen what was going on with this woman, she was like telling us. And I thought,
The Dover one.
With the Dover one, with the flag, I thought we've got to explore this more. So we all planned and we went, we're going to go to France. So we thought, right, we're just normal kids. Because we was all throwing in and having a whip round. We all got businesses and we all work. And
How many of you?
At the start, I think there was about 15 of us. So it ended up, there was 8 of us that went on the morning. I think about 10 of us went and done the flag at Dover, the big flag drop. It got ripped down. It was before the September the 13th Tommy thing in
Oh, right, okay.
So it was the day before that we dropped the flag. We had
Weather's still okay then.
weather
Still
was
crossings.
great. It was great. Yeah, we had a donation off Saks, a guy, and he gave us a donation for the flag, and the flag cost us $2,500.
Fair play.
It was up for 4 hours.
Was it massive?
Massive. It was unbelievable. Fabric. It was unbelievable. It was. You'd have seen it.
Really?
It was massive. We had it on carabiners. We'd done it as a military operation.
Who took it down then?
Elliot, we think it was the National Trust, because they own the top of the land, and the National Trust come. And I just thought, everyone's in on this. The National Trust are going round putting a bird box up or whatever they're doing. And I'm like, how have they got this flag that took 10 blokes like 2 weeks to plan, the preparation, the eyes, we had carabiner clips in the ground. It was a military operation.
What, down onto the cliff?
Yeah, we'd done the drop.
I thought that was AI.
Did you really?
I didn't even think that. I thought that was just like an AI thing.
We've got the true live video. It was unbelievable. Well, I was hanging over the edge by my feet.
I know how heavy flags are. You
so
must
heavy.
know being
and
on.
He was like, the lads were holding onto the back, and I went, I've got to get it, and it was hooked, and it was all bent, and it looked rubbish. But we couldn't see what it looked like. We were going, what do you think? So we had a lower weighted drone. So the guy who come with us, great guy, Steve, he put the drone across, and we looked, and it just was like, it was a bit on the piss, and I was like, oh, I don't really like it like that. So I've got to get that, but it hooked onto a rock, so we was like pulling it, and we'd done it, and it was just like, we all felt great about it. And we're like, what should we do now? We'd like to just leave it, because it was so heavy, and it was flapping about. And it felt great, and we'd done it. And then to know that it was like took down, it was just like, what the hell's going on here? And that was the start of the undercover sort of, someone's against this whole thing. And then when we spoke to that woman as we was going, and she lived in this lovely house and told us, we're like, right, we've got to go to France. So Operation Dover.
So wait a minute, so quickly. So an unattended boat comes in. Does it still go in the same way through the dock? Or
No, they come to the beach and ran onto the beach.
What, and then unattended people went where?
That's
Just
what I said to her,
through
where they go.
fucking-
She went, the boat was left on the beach.
Yeah.
I think last year before, when
Did you see the
Farage-
one? Yeah, was it one where they ran through the gardens and all?
Yeah,
that?
the gardens and all that. Yeah, and I think Farage seen something. It's crackers. So at the moment, when they get in the sea, I think with the drones and the military, what they've got, they get them and then bring them in and hide them into this. Seacat do something. We've got a guy we've spoke to. I don't want to say too much, but we've got somebody that knows how they do the handover and the transfers and this, that, and the other, and it's just majorly corrupt, as everything is, isn't it? And it's all orchestrated like it's a real job, just like those horrible people from Birmingham City Council that were taking flags down in the middle of the night last night in Birmingham at the airport. And it's just like...
So Birmingham, weren't they bankrupt as well, Birmingham Council? But they can pay to get... Yeah, and the rubbish is really bad.
The rubbish is piled up everywhere. Birmingham City Council, we're paying the highest council tax ever. And they can't collect the bin bags. So people were actually going out and painting a St George cross on their bin bags, because they can set the flags down, but they can't take the bin bags. So it was quite hilarious as a joke, but it's just a joke on us all, isn't it? And the reality is they can spend money then on, they shut a road off last night in Birmingham, cordoned it all off. They had cherry pickers going up, 4 or 5 council workers, costing a fortune. They advertised for a job.
To take down flags.
To take flags down. £25 an hour per person, so that's £50 an hour plus the cherry picker, plus the maintenance, plus the flag, plus the closure on the road. So how much is that costing the council? Yet they can't pick up the bin bags. So it's where people that are in government and in councils get to these positions, and they prioritise what they want to spend our money on. They prioritise the council tax, and they prioritise our NHS budget, and they prioritise the budget to send aid abroad, and they prioritise our budget of what we're going to spend on illegal migration in this country.
Wow.
And I don't believe that we should be doing it, and I'm going to do my utmost to stop it. And with our support of Raise the Colours, it's just brilliant, and we are going to stop it.
So you went over to France. Did you visit any camps? Like, what's the vibe like over there? Where did you go to?
So what we done, we sort of
Calais, was it?
Yeah,
or?
we hired the bus, and we was like, right, we'll try this. And then we said, right, well, why don't we all look the same? So we all right. So we got the WhatsApp group, like, right, black boots, jeans, so we look the part. We'll have black combats or jeans, and then we'll have the black coats. We'll all have black caps on, and we'll put the like the old doorman badges. So it was a bit of a gimmick and a laugh. But when I was doing the flagging, I had the gimmick of well, I'm still doing the flagging. I've done it last night. I have a hard hat on. I have the raise the colours jumper, and I have the high vis on. And it sends the wokies, sends them crazy because I'm going like, excuse me, we're from Raise the Colours and we've got this on. It sends them crazy. It's quite a laughing joke.
Yeah, but they do that at marches anyway. They have their
they have it on the hand, don't they? It's like, don't talk to me or stop.
But when they have like marches, they have high vis on and you know listeners and
So,
witness people and
so that's sort of my sort of gimmick. So I thought, right, we'll all dress the same for France. So when we went out there, we all at the park, we all had the black gloves on and we all at the beast. We all felt great and we all felt like we was doing something anyway. So we got there, we've all drove through the night and we got over the border and we're all through and we're all sat there. And I was sort of chilling out in the van. A few of the younger lads that was with us, they went, right, we're going to go down to the beach. So they walked down and my phone's blowing up. So I'm like, what? They're like, get down here now. And it would have been the best footage we ever had and we never got it because we were that shocked of what we seen. Because we're just normal lads from Birmingham. We're not doing anything for AI. We're not doing. It was unbelievable. The boat had beached, so the dinghy that went to have gone out in the night had beached, and the tide had gone out, so that had to wait on the beach. So when we got there, there's police all there. We're like, "What's going on here?" And the police like, "Who are you guys?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just on holiday or walking." They're all sat in the thing, just waiting for the tide to come in on the beach.
Who were the migrants?
The migrants, like blatant. So we're like, oh my God.
Well, and the police are just letting them like.
So we're like, shit, right, let's wait and we'll come back. So we're looking on the phones, trying to find out the ties. Obviously, we're super clued up on everything now. We're like professionals now. But jokes aside, we're like, right, this is like rife. So we went down into the town. We've seen these white coaches coming past and they're all sat on the coaches with the life vests on. The police are there, the army's there, and we're like, all the videos are on our Facebook and it's on the Instagram and it's on the
coaches taking them.
And we got the videos on all our channels, and I'm like, these coaches have got the migrants on, and we're like, where are they coming from? They're bringing them into this town to get them ready for the next. And I'm like, what is going on here?
And how many women and children?
Zero. We didn't see any. I've got all the footage. We've got it there. So people that think it's all a blag, what we're doing, the footage is there for you to see. We've got the footage. I've got the GoPro footage of people on coaches, of people. We was in Calais. 2 minutes. We was in Calais. They're queued up in a line. We got off, and I went, "Oh my God, look!" And they're queuing up, and I went. So we've drove in, and they must have thought because we're like, white English guys. They must have thought we are white liberal wokey lefties, and they were like, "Where do?" And I said, "Are you here for the bus?" They went, "Yeah, the bus for the boat." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Oh my fucking God. This is like unbelievable. Then we went to that beach and they were like, there was a boat on the beach. So I'm like, this is a conveyor belt. This is a conveyor belt. So that day was the last day to date to now. And that day, 1,500 migrants went across.
So some of them you would have seen.
That was reported on government stats.
But some of them you would have seen.
I've seen them. So them 1,500, I've seen them. I know exactly who they are and who come into these countries.
And but some of them will be here now then.
Oh yeah, they'll be here now. They was home before we was. They was here.
Wow.
At home, yeah. They was home, yeah. They was in the hotel before we was. But yeah, so we seen them in them queues, and that's when it broke our hearts, really. It just was like, what is going on?
Yeah, I was going to say, did you have any emotional feeling for them, towards them as well, or what was your feeling?
It was organised. They was in a queue. They was queuing up like you was queuing up for...
Megaphobia.
Like his
Nemesis.
It was just mad. It was like going to Alton Towers. They were in an orderly fashion, silence in a queue, and they was ready, and there was an order, and it was crazy.
Wow.
And there was the NGOs were at the front with the clipboards, and it was all ready. And I was like, well, who are these organising this, and where are they going?
Wow.
When we went into that town and we seen that dinghy on the beached, I was like, what the hell why isn't this being stopped? We went back out the town and we seen and then we seen them coaches. And then when they're getting off the coaches with all the gear and decathlon, they had these blue bags. I was like, what's in them blue bags? We found out since they're decathlon bags that they cover. Since we've been going back to France now consistently on a weekly basis, they're told to cover them. So they've got like cloth or sheets or a coat, and the bags are underneath that now. Because that gives us the alert to film them to show you guys at home what we can see.
Do you not feel like do you ever feel like you're being watched, or do you ever get worried? Like
100%, yeah, 100%, yeah. I think that I'm definitely on the table in a government meeting and what we're doing and what we've exposed. I think I was in the Guardian today or one of them papers, and Shabina Mahmood, the Home Secretary, she's her picture, and then it's a column about me. So
How do you feel about that?
I hate them all. I hate them all. I can't believe that I think that they're all traitors to our country. I think that they're all, and I'm probably going to end up in trouble for this, but I don't care. What's going on is wrong, and I'm going to fight till the end to stop this. And I'm not going to stop. And with help, we can all do something to make these women, the men of this country, everyone can do something, whether it's that big or that big. We can all do something. We've got a plan, and we can stop this. And what we've done, just a group of lads, we've done so well.
So are you expecting just loads of people to go over to France, is it? Or
No, not that. We don't want to do anything that breaks the law. We don't want to do anything that's illegal. We're going to do something in January where we're going to explain to people the process and what we're going to do to stop it. And it's going to be, similar and simultaneous to what we've been doing now. And they might be able to stop me or a few of us, but they won't be able to stop everybody. And as long as we do this within the law, we don't break the law and it's legal. I don't want nobody to get into trouble. I don't want no one to get arrested. I don't want nobody to do anything to harm people that may be in a boat or a dinghy. That's not what we're about. We're about exposing that it can be stopped, and it's not being stopped. Why are these people on coaches moving from one camp to another? Why these people then got the life vests and the life jackets? Why are the French government letting Decathlon do that? Or our government? Why are we giving them 850? We've given Starmer 265 million. He's given the French to stop the boats. Why aren't we just going into Decathlon going, by the way, you can't give those illegal migrants without a passport and identification life jackets because we know they're going to use them to go to England. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we stopping the boats? Why aren't they on the beach like I've been on the beach last week and found on a live video, so it's not AI or false, it's live. Why have we found a boat and why haven't they found it? Why have I found a dinghy? Why have I found an engine? Why have I been in the sea and gone stop? Why aren't they doing it? Why?
what did they say to you when you tried stopping? Did they say anything?
They didn't say a word. They ran past us and they were running alongside us, and it's really a long run. And when I seen that boat, we come through the mist, and when I seen that boat in the water, I could hear the engine before I could see it. And I seen the boat.
So who's got the tugboat? Like,
no, the tugboat then was like about a mile away, but it looks close.
So what are they? So
they're waiting then for the boat to come. So there's no.
So who's operating the boat?
So the French are operating the French maritime. They've got boats that come out, and those boats are like rescue boats. So that when they move, you know that it's on. But then in the night, Care for Calais, all the agencies, they must get the dinghies there because we follow the tracks. So when we follow the tracks of the cars on the beach, this is what the sickening thing is. Then you get like these black cars come over and they're like undercover maybe police or like the French intelligence. And I'm just like, what is going on here? And then when we seen it, I was just like, what is going on? So then you go to the camp and they're on the move. And I'm like, well, you know what's happening. We all know what's happening. The police then are guiding them and escorting. And I'm like, what is going on? And then the police see us and they just put a block on the area and say, out this area, you're arrested. So we don't want to get arrested. So we move out the area and we follow. And then we went back to the camp 3 hours later and the camp's empty. And I'm like, where the hell are they gone? Where are they? So
but then that camp, then it gets filled again.
So then we waited then. I'm like, we're meant to go home. And I'm like, right, let's go home. So the guys, that camp was predominantly... I don't want to say the areas because I don't want people to go off their own backs yet and do things. So where that camp was, it was predominantly Syrian, Afghan, Kurdish, Iraqis. And then when they'd all left, there was about 300 that left last week. I was like, where have they gone? And that's why there's been no figures out. And I think, are the government covering it now to say, oh, yeah, none's coming? But I don't know, they may have gone from another beach, which I'm devastated because I don't know where they've gone. But I know that camp where they lived, they haven't gone back there. And I know that because then, that same afternoon, coach loads were coming from another camp further up the coast. And they were Sudanese, Eritrean and Ethiopians. And they then moved into that camp. So I'm like, it's a conveyor belt. And that's when I was like gutted because I thought we've lost them. So maybe we did fail, maybe we didn't. And you can't win them all, but we can win them all and we will get to the bottom of it and we will get to the bottom of why it's happening. And there's loads of different parts to this cog. And it's the parts from people coming from Africa to get to the UK. It's people going from, Iraq to, because I've been to Paris as well. And I've been to the camps in Paris
There's camps in Paris as well, is there?
Yeah, I went to Paris about 3 weeks ago. Me and Danny Tomo, another guy Lee, and we was in Paris for about 3 days, and it's horrific. It's horrific. It's the same sort of structure, and then they go from Paris to Lille, and then they go Lille to Calais, and they go all the way through. That's how they go through Europe, and they're helped by NGOs, non-government organisations, and these NGOs navigate
Take them to HMOs.
Yeah, NGOs take them to HMOs, exactly right, yeah. And that's the gutting thing, and it can be stopped like that. You can stop this overnight. It can be stopped overnight, and it can be stopped with a fraction of what we're paying the French to stop them. Not alone what they're sucking out of our UK tax that we all pay, and we're all living legally and playing by the rules. And that money is being dealt with by our government under our flag, and our government are giving them the money, and they're just completely. We're just getting it every single way, and the people that are suffering are the people that have lived in our country and that are in them hospital beds tonight in corridors dying, or perhaps you can't get an appointment, or you think, oh, I feel a bit this and that and I can't do it, or you're homeless and you can't get accommodation. And there is these hotels and they're big fat cats. And there's another story for you, because a lot of these HMOs, I don't want to say too much on this one, but there's a guy in government who was very, very high up in government about 5 years ago, and he lives in our local area, and he owns a lot of property, and I believe his property is being used for this. So I just know it's a big fiddle.
Well, we could say, like, right, this country is on its knees regardless of dishing out this or not.
Well, get Rachel Reeves on the account, shall we?
Can you imagine? But like, instead of saying, when people say, it's not just the migrants, it's not just the migrant, we got bigger problems anyway. But the thing that is really frustrating is, regardless if there's other problems or not, causing, tax inflation and whatever, it's still the fact that there's lots dished out for them, and our own people who are struggling, who need the support, are going without. It's money that could go to help.
Of course it could, yeah. I mean, the money that's being spent, I think it's 50. There's a place down south now, the new one, Crowborough, and their Crowborough, and their
that one went on. That one actually went a bit not mainstream, but it was Piers Morgan talked about that one, because that's where he was from, that area. Yeah, so we spoke about that, didn't he?
So we spoke about it, and you look at now, there's 540 men going in there. What are they saying, asylum seekers? Because it's men, because that's what's coming into the country, men. So when they're saying it's men, they're not saying there's 540 women and children going in there that are claiming asylum. 540 men of fighting age. And they're saying men because they must kill the government to say that. Because do you know what? Because it's the truth. They can't hide from that, because it's there in black and white for us all to see. But it's men, and it's men that are coming into the country, but they hide from that and show you that token picture of someone stood there with a riot shield, a French police that we're paying. And it's acting. They're not going to spray a woman and child with CS gas. It's a token picture. And if you look at the French police, he's got a T-shirt on, but they're still doing that same picture in the papers in December. I've been to France. It's freezing. Yeah. So it's just a scam. The whole thing's a scam. And it's these papers, and it's horrible, isn't it?
It sure is a depressing thing.
But I tell you what isn't depressing, what we're going to do going forward. I can see you on the beach with us in France, actually.
To be honest, I have really wanted to just see what it's like for myself, rather than just hearing not just mainstream media, but other people, like, both sides. I want to see it for myself, and I bet that's what you felt like as well.
I did, and and if I seen women and children suffering, we're humane. We're not. Yeah. We are from this flag that is. We're good people. We're not going to start. We're not barbarians. We're good people, but it's not. These people are coming here, the economic migrants that are coming here for an economic value of taking money off a country that will give it them. And that's what we're doing. It's only like what we done when we went to Germany in the 80s, the Brickies, or, and that's what they done back in the 80s. The Brickies went there, but they paid tax, and we played by the German rule. And if there's a German flag up, we're not going to start saying, oh, we think you're racist. It's your country. And that's what, if you go on holiday to America and there's an American flag, I'm not going to say, I don't like you singing the national anthem. Or, these people, they're not going to integrate, and they don't want to integrate. And you've heard the saying, we're not here to take part, we're here to take over. And there's a guy in Birmingham that's trolling me. and he's from another background, and that's his slogan. And you know, he's another one that I'll have a Misfits with if you want to see it. That's it. You know, I'm done, and I'm focused, and I'm clear, and I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to attempt to stop the illegal invasion of migrants. With the help of the team that I got around me, I think we can do something, and we can put a real dent in it anyway. And at least it's been brought to light in the media, and at least like people like yourself have gone like, Ryan, come and tell us a story, because with this going out there and with people that are watching it, I think 95 to 99% of them will go, I think I agree with Ryan there. I think I agree with.
Well, it's a fact. It's a fact. Like, you have gone and done this. It's a fact that you have had this, probably something that you've never experienced in your life. Like, you've taken this, the flags, to now going over to Calais. So, of course, I'm going to get you on. I want to hear what happened. And, it's down to people to then make their own minds up of whether they agree or disagree. Like I said, I've had Ahmed Yacoub on twice. I've had Ali Dawar on here. I've had people from all different backgrounds. I got this Dan Evans, who's a communist in Wales. Like, I'm interviewing him soon. Like, I want to hear both sides. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't get that enough. Do you know what I mean?
No, and it's good to talk, and it's good to thrash it out. But what's happening is with the government is they're not.
Yeah.
No, if there was a vote for it, who would vote and go, yeah, 100%.
Well, we haven't voted for anything.
No, let's give them all these millions upon millions upon millions every single day that we're paying. Plus, then we give them aid. Then we give other countries. Then we're paying for the hotels, and it's just not right. And the figures, you can Google the figures, and I've got the figures wrote down. I don't want to say it and get it wrong for someone to go, that's not right and that's not right. But it's in the millions every single day for every single hotel, every single migrant hotel in this country. We don't have camps like in all these other European countries. We put them straight into hotels, and that's why they're coming here. And they get a free ride, and then they get 5 years to thrash out their asylum. We've had 40,000 migrants come across this year so far. Yet we've only got 32,000 in hotels and HMOs and claiming asylum from now. So that means that our government have given status to 8,000.
Well, I think the statistic I heard was
they must be the doctors and the engineers.
Yeah. Since 1997, we've had more people come over, to this country than we ever have in the history of Great Britain. Did you know that?
I did know that, and I did know that. I think Boris.
That's crazy.
I think Boris brought 4 million. He bought he bought the size of Liverpool. He brought that in of illegal migrants. The size of Liverpool. I'm just like
city. Yeah.
A city of Liverpool. Where the hell are they?
It's been distributed.
They're just plotted around everywhere. And then you hear the stories of Southport, and then you hear the stories of in Brighton Beach. Then you hear the stories of girls in Leamington Spa. Then you hear Katie in Birmingham, and it's all just brushed under the carpet. Because it's all just like, you can't say that. No one knew. We was in Birmingham city centre, and it was a multicultural, ethnic area that was in. There's a bus stop there. And people were like, what are you doing? And we got out there with flag wagon van, and we put a memorial up there for her, and we had a minute's silence for all the guys. She had a throat slit. She got stabbed about 20 times by a migrant. No one's heard about it. It'll come out in the news in about 6 months, a year's time. You'll all know about it.
What's
dead.
Is that the one who was working in a... Did you see the one of that girl who was actually working
She was in Warsaw. She was working in the hotel, help the migrants. She got stabbed.
She seemed very left-leaning as well.
Yeah, so she was in the hotel. She's got a 6-year-old child. I've met her mum and I've met her sister. And I've seen the little 6-year-old boy at the vigil, and he was just looking around, didn't know what was going on. Their lives are ruined forever because this government let an illegal man into the country unvetted to commit crime. We don't know who he is or where he's from. You're not getting it. It's not going to happen. It's not right. It's not right. So we're going to do something to stop it. That little boy hasn't got a mum anymore. That family are destroyed and ruined forever. And this nutter, he's like, oh, it's all right. He's an asylum seeker. He's in prison now. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. We can't have it no more, mate. And that's it. That Katie, she's got learning difficulties. She's got Asperger's and autism. And she loves the Christmas lights. So she's 35. She went into Birmingham city centre on the bus, phoned her mum. She's like, I've seen the Christmas lights. I'm really, really happy. And her mum said to me, I'm at the bus stop on the phone to her. And a man's, coming over. And I don't want to speak about this because it's really, but she got slaughtered at the bus stop in Birmingham city centre. She's dead. She's dead. Her family are ruined forever because of illegal migration in this country. End of story. And that's the bottom line of it. Her family are ruined forever. Everything's gone. She's not coming back. She's not going to see Christmas next week. It's done. And our government are going, are not even mentioning it. Keir Starmer's not coming on going, I can't believe what we've done. We're so sorry. Southport, it's a joke. And it's got to stop. And we're going to stop it. With the help from everyone and how we're all coming together, we're gonna make a change. It's got to stop. It's got to stop someday, so it's going to do it now. It's going to do it under the reign of Raise the Colours, and we're going to do something to stop it, and everyone can get involved, and everyone can help some way, you know. And we done that vigil, and the police took the sign down. They took it down after a day, and we went to the girl.
That's really sad.
It's a joke, and we went to Wolverhampton, and we met the family, and you've got lefties coming to protest, putting signs in my face saying refugees welcome at a vigil for a girl that's been murdered and stabbed 23 times. He stabbed her in the eyes and everything. Bloke's a psychopath, and we've let him in this country unvetted. And they're putting and our police are stood there protecting these people, putting signs in saying refugees welcome. You're racist and fascist. No, I'm not. I don't want it to happen to another woman, another child, another family, and it's stopping. And that's where I'm at with it. And I'm sorry for shouting on your show.
No, mate.
Fucking boils, mate.
That really got me, to be honest, mate, because I haven't even heard of that, mate.
Exactly, you won't hear of it because it's all under the carpet. But you know, we're
very
gutted.
Emotional, isn't it?
Yeah, we're gutted. We're sat there and we're gutted what's going on, and we're gutting what's going on in this country. Because for them to let it keep happening, we've all got kids, we've all got families, and we've had enough.
There wasn't a drop of blood on that floor.
They've cleaned the blood off the floor. We went there, didn't we? They've cleaned the blood off the floor. There weren't a flower for the poor girl or nothing. And we've gone up there, we got a banner printed on the afternoon. Glenn got it done for us. We went up there, we've got flowers from the shop.
What was on the banner, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a picture of where she died.
That was
Rest in peace, Katie, because we'd done that because no one knew. We're at the bus. Blood, Keir Starmer's blood is on your hands, mate. And we put that up for her because it's gone. Gone in 2 days because they want to cover it up because they don't want the riots to be on the streets. The real reality and the truth is a 15-year-old girl in a park in Leamington was begging the illegal migrants to hurry up and rape her. They were begging. She was begging on a phone. And if you go on the internet and if you go on all your AI groks and have a look, it says the police have said we can't put the video. She recorded the video and put it out there. Her family did and went, she was saying, please hurry up, taking it in turns. She's 15 years old. It's a fucking disgrace. So we're not having it. We're not having it. And that's it. We're done. We're going to stand. We're going to stand and we're going to legally stop this. We're going to legally stop this through power of the people. And that's what we're going to do.
Ryan, thank you very much for coming, mate. That was a powerful way to end, I think. We do say normally to everyone if they could leave us with a message. Just down that camera. Whether it's a positive one, whether it's similar to that, it's up to you. But I want you to out this interview.
I don't know if I want to laugh, cry, shout.
Christmas is round the corner,
Christmas
mate.
is round the corner. I want everyone to have a real Merry Christmas. Big Merry Christmas from everyone that's at Raise the Colours.org.uk, for everyone that supported us, for everyone that's helped us, for everyone that if you've supported us and helped us, you are us. And that's where we're at. We can all come together. If you've liked a picture, if you've shared a video, if you've thought what we're doing is great, you are Raise the Colours. You're all Raise the Colours, and we can all do something to help. Whether it's that big, it doesn't matter. As long as we're all together, and as long as we're all in the same thinking that people can't carry on the way we are. We're too stretched. We've gone around the buses tonight, haven't we? About the NHS and about the veterans, and about the homeless.
Because there's so much going on.
And about the elderly. We have gone round the Wrekin, and that's where it's at really. But the bottom line is we can't have no more deaths due to illegal migrants. Okay? The law's the law, and these guys are breaking the law from day one, and it's not going to change, and we're going to make that change. So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. Interesting to see what you've got in store, Rye. Thank you very much for coming. I want to say massive respect for you for actually standing up for what you believe in and taking all this media hype and activism against you. You know, I respect anyone who stands up for what they believe in, you know, especially with what's going on. And I think there is a massive injustice in this country right now.
I do as well.
Thank you very much for coming, mate.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a comment, a like, a share. Ryan, what social media, where can they find you?
I'm not really a social media guy. I'd look after the Facebook, but the rest of the guys, we're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Instagram, TikTok, and all the rest of it. Raise the colours. You probably see my big head in a bloody hard hat or in the gear or whatever. But it's on a serious note. I just please like, share, and follow everything so that we can get loads of awareness out there. And we're not going to stop, and we're going to keep going, guys. And
maybe the time for talking is over as well, but I always like to put the olive branch out there. If there is any left-leaning people or people who you feel have given you a hard time, I don't know. Would you like to say anything to them? You know, in of an angle of like, listen to what I'm saying, I'm not what you're saying, or
yeah, do you know, I don't really care what they think.
Yeah.
I don't really care what anyone thinks. All I care about is I care about my family. I care about my country, and I care about the patriots of England that have had enough and want to stick up for themselves. And if it comes under the branch of raisethecolours.org.uk, which is what we're under, if you want to, apply for our newsletter, subscribe to all the bits and bobs, the channels, and what you guys all say, but just come together with us. We've got a plan going forward. Operation Overlord 2 TWO. .co.uk. You can register your interest there. Come along to one of we're going to get a conference on the go. Hopefully the lefties don't get it shut down, so we're going to book about 4 of them, so you don't know which one it is. And with the help of everyone, I think we can get something together peacefully, legally, and I think we can make a change. Because so far, I'm here today, and I know that we have stopped the potential of people that could be murderers, rapists, whatever they might be, coming into this country, and that could stop a family having the grief that many, many families tonight are going to bed and thinking, well, I don't know what's happening.
How many, you've stopped a few boats, haven't you? So, you know, if you've stopped 2 jars of 100 pebbles with one.
Yeah, with the one poisonous one.
Yeah. You know, and I think that hearing the story of what you've just said of the one in Leamington and the one in Birmingham is horrendous, and I don't want to hear another one of that.
Leamington, Birmingham, the girls in Southport, there's stories all over. The girls on Brighton Beach. We can go on and on and on and on and on. And if we can just stop that little bit, I think we'll all sleep better at night. If that lady that was at the vigil, that was at Poppy Day, Remembrance Sunday, Armistice Day in Solihull, Birmingham, that come up to me and said, thank you so much for what you've done. She was 75, lost her husband, lives in an old people's home, and you've got an illegal migrant, 154 of them living in a grade 2 listed building, 16th century building opposite a beautiful church in Solihull, Birmingham. And she's got people in her back garden masturbating up her window. And she's gone to the police about it. And all the police done was give her a rape alarm. She's walking around Solihull town centre, which is beautiful. And she's walking around with a rape alarm on. If I can make her feel better and sleep at night, then we're doing something right somewhere. And I've got story after story after story. Yeah. And we're doing this for the women, we're doing this for the children, and we're doing it for our country. And we're going to try and stop what these idiots haven't done for the last 20-odd years.
It's interesting, they say about, you know, letting women and children, it's for the women and children, let the women and children over, but it's you saying that it's the British people who are looking after their women and children.
We are, yeah.
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny, yeah. And we're going to go back to basics. You hold the door open for the women. You open the car door for her, and you know, old British values, old British patriotism values, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to protect the women and children. Women and children go first. The old sayings and the old scenarios, the old stuff that's gone out of this country, we're going to bring it back. And we're going to make sure that people, the women and the children, aren't feared to walk down the street in their own country and go and get a loaf of bread or some milk. And that's what we're going to do. Yeah. And I feel so proud that the country's come together with us and the support that we're getting off people. I just want to thank everyone for that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ryan, again. Thank you as well for coming.
Thank you.
Oh, he's been in the background this whole time.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I've had a kip now.
You're not that boring. Thank you very much again. Guys, till next time, stay central.
The Central Club.